Nerd Soul.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You best believe it. Lay ill kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's go because we got Soultaku, y'all. We gonna have a good time, and I'm not gonna waste it. We gonna get right into the sadness, man. We gonna get into that good old sadness. You right. You best believe it. Jujutsu Kaisen got a brother sad, yo. Got a brother, you know, thinking about Kugisaki, man. Brighter days. It was there were times when she would get on my nerves. She was a little too mean to the crew. I felt like she could have eased up on the young fellas, but at the same time, it's tough to see it go. Like it the trip is like when she came in, I was already thinking, hey, Kento told her to kind of be out because what's going on in Shibuya right now is way too crazy. This isn't for. I mean, I guess it's an all hands on deck thing, but it's also kind of like, bruh, y'all ain't really on this level yet. So you know, Mahito takes out Kento. You see Kento. I mean, you see Mahito and like Yuji going at it, and yo, that fight is crazy. I mean, the fight technically is still going on. It spilled into this episode, and me being the young whippersnapper that I am, you best believe I'm here for all the punches and the kicks. But at the same time, I do want the punches and the kicks to win. You know what I'm saying? And to be on the side of the good guys. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, man, look, okay. So Kugisaki comes downstairs. She comes down to the subway, and of course, Yuji chasing around Mahito. And I'm like, don't you remember Kento told you to be out? And I know she hard headed. But here's what gave it away. Anime going to tell on itself. All right. So here's where it gave it away. Once we saw a flashback to 2009, once they show her childhood, I was like, oh Lord, we about to lose my girl. Oh man, whenever they show like there's a good guy, and whenever they be like, let's flash back to sweeter times. I'ma be honest. I thought the only reason they showing us this stuff, the only reason we see her childhood, the only reason is because she about to go on to that great Jujutsu Kaisen High School in the sky. Cause she sure enough ain't gonna be here. And even with Kento, when they started showing Kento, he was like, "This is my dream location. I'm out on the beach." I was like, "Oh man, they gonna do my boy like that, man? Come on, man!" Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are, I guess, a good number of villains that are taking L's. Like there are some villains that have been beat down, but I feel like we taking a lot of losses. Maybe I don't know. It seems like we taking a lot of L's on the side of the good guys, and not enough L's are being seen on the bad guys. Like, I mean, from the beginning of this arc, I mean, you had what is it, Megumi? Not Megumi. The robot. Y'all let me know in the comments. The young brother that's the robot or that runs the robots, he took an L. Then you got what is it, Makad? I can't. Anyway, he took an L. You got Gojo sealed up in the box. You got Megumi dang near losing his life. Then you got Kento taking L's. You got there was another girl, I believe she died. I can't remember what her name. She was like a side character. No. I think Kugisaki saved her. So maybe there's only like 3 people that's gone. Maybe it's a little less, but it seemed like it's way more casualties than the bad guys. I'm like, look, man, we need to turn this tide. And at the same time, the good guys were locked out. They had the veil down and everything. So I get that, but man. It's tough. It's tough to see her go because even though Kugisaki is she's always kind of bullying and beating up Fushiguro and Yuji. It's also good to have her around. She got a heart in there. I mean, even when the flashback, you saw, even though she was a bad kid, you saw it when the lady left, she was crying, and we found out that she was in Shibuya, and she probably dead right now, but who knows? But like, we see that she there's a heart in there. Kugisaki, we love you, girl. That's all I want to say. We love you. You know what I'm saying? This is for my homies. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's talk about Onimusha. I, man, it's for my homies, man. So, on the real, Onimusha is straight up shining, and I'm gonna cover, I'm gonna kind of like cover episode 5 and 6, because the way 5 is, it leads into 6, I think, in a way that the other ones don't. It's a little harder to just cover 5 without covering 6, for the way that the way the story flows is a little bit different. And I think it's probably because we're coming to the end. There's 8 episodes. 5 and 6 probably kind of leading to one another. I guess 7 and 8 probably do as well. So that's probably why it felt that way. Because normally I try to run these like one episode at a time. Take my time, enjoy it. Even though it's Netflix, sometimes I don't want to just binge everything. Sometimes I want to kind of take it slow. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lesson to be learned from that. All right. Sometimes you got to take it slow, man. Stop trying to rush. Don't rush. All right. Ease up. Take it slow. But I love how in Onimusha, the bad guys won't just let Musashi take a walk. He just trying to walk down a path, man. And like, yo, I just finished with the Yoshioka brothers. All right. I get 2 steps down the street, and here come the Yoshioka sisters. And the funny thing is, like, bruh, look, I'm like this. Don't make me kill your whole family tree. Bruh, don't make me, look, do not make me kill. Look, it ain't gonna be a Yoshioka left. Alright. Y'all better stop. Y'all better go replenish your ranks, because there ain't gonna be no Yoshiokas out there to carry the Yoshioka name. Y'all keep coming to test, and you're gonna get tested. Alright, you're gonna get beat down. I don't play that mess. Look, I do not play. Stop playing in my face. Alright, let me walk down the street. Ain't nobody think about you. And then they come at him and they battle. Of course, they talking all that jazz that the Yoshioka brothers were talking. But notice he's still standing. Like, they was like, oh, it's 3 of us against you. Then why y'all ain't winning? Y'all, like, come on, why y'all ain't winning? Now, I mean, of course, he did have the Oni gauntlet or whatever. But I mean, why, Musashi, right? You right here. Why you ain't winning? You done beat up Sayo. She got hurt, kind of holding on to the gauntlet. But I mean, like, yo, it's 3 of y'all. It's one of him. Y'all doing all this talking. Where the wins at? Like the Yoshioka. Here's my theory is that the Yoshioka brothers and sisters, the Yoshioka line, is a bunch of wild, trash talking, mediocre fighters that even with the power of the Genma still can't win. Bruh. Still can't win. But we also get a flashback with Yeamon that kind of shows that I guess he's not the real Yeamon. Because at least from what I gathered, and let me know if I'm wrong, holla at me. The way it played out, at least to me, was this is a kid whose name was, I don't know, Derek. And Yeamon is some dude that had an awesome sword or something. He went to find the sword after that dude died, the real Yeamon, and then just assumed his name. You know what I'm saying? After he learned how to fight and be a samurai or be, a proficient sword fighter or something like that. Because the way it seemed is that the real Yeamon is dead. And he out here just, assuming names, because I guess he like, ain't nobody gonna know. So that's something that helped read into, I think, the background where maybe we'll learn more about the real Yeamon later, maybe, or maybe it's just something kind of insignificant that he just took on so that he can assume another identity, because maybe he felt as a kid, I don't know, I ain't important enough, so I'm gonna just take another identity. Maybe, I can't call it on that one. But the I think the the part of this episode, and especially episode 6, that kind of paired with 5 is Haikuro and his seeming sort of like survivor's remorse. We get some moments with Haikuro where he's seemingly hurt, emotionally, psychologically. The hawk is still around, like, following us, and I guess sort of giving us an eye in the sky. And he talks about how he can't really take it, and paraphrasing, like, I can't take it, I'm not strong enough for this, I can't go on, kind of thing. And I don't know if he would have been able to go further due to the state he was in, and maybe it was right for him to sacrifice. I mean, unfortunately, you kind of want everybody to make it, except the bad guys, but you kind of want him to make it. But he's kind of lost. I think he's kind of lost and drifting at this moment in the story. And when they get to that Coliseum, which I was like, bruh, if the word trap wasn't written in all caps in that place, but him being able to have the ability to deliver his poison and also sacrifice himself to do that, it capped off his pain. And at least in this case, he's not feeling that pain no more. But it is kind of sad to be like, dude, we ain't got but like a couple members left. Kaisen, sacrificed himself. Haikuro now did it. So we ain't got nobody left. But what is it? I can't remember is it Seiji? I can't remember his name. Apologize. But the brother that did have the did have that bow and arrow, but that joint got broke in the Coliseum. Now, the creepiest part of episode 6 was the movement of Alfred. Bruh, it was just weird the way he was moving, in a very, this is a kudos to the animators. He just moved very weird and creepy, and like the way he was like slithering up to their face and talking all close. I'm like, back up, back up a little bit with your nasty self. All right, and we already know you like possessed or whatever. You crazy. All right, don't be all up in my face. Nah, bro. Back on up just a taste, cause you're weird, and also you're nasty, and the whole fact that you like, look at this golden castle. Ain't you going to join my master? No, I'm not going to join you. No. With y'all little nasty selves down here in the cave. Just because you got gold don't mean nothing special. Look. Anyway, the weirdness intensifies when Alfred gets mad that they won't join the cult. I'm like, this a cult. This a cult. Y'all weird and this a cult. All right, get out from underground. Y'all weird and this a cult. And the sad part is, Sayo, we've been with Sayo for a couple of episodes now, and we've kind of like grown to, understand the situation she's in. We care for her. She's part of the team. Even Musashi's been like, she's our leader. And the second Alfred said, we got your parents here, I was like, oh boy. Her parents gonna be dead. I ain't know that Musashi was gonna have to kill him, bro. I was like, oh, he dead. They dead, boy. Like, Musashi, I give him this, boy. Musashi do what gotta be done. Now, honestly, I thought he was gonna do something where like he broke their hands or something so they wouldn't be able to choke him, but he just said, nah, y'all gone. I mean, I guess they were asking for the relief because all those people are under Yemon's control. And we don't really know how far it goes because Why is he not able to control Musashi and Sayo and them? I guess they gotta like join the cult. Maybe they gotta like drink some blood or some weird culty stuff. The average cult things that people gotta do. But maybe that's what it is. But boy, Musashi went to work. He was like, "Look, I love you, Sayo, and I know these your parents, but they gonna have to send them all home." And when I say send them home, yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean by send them home. They got to go because they got to go. All in all, these 2 episodes were a great way to kind of like speed forward. We finally get our Yaemon scene where he's, face to face with our crew on some like, well done, ha ha ha. I'm glad you came this far kind of thing. It's like, man, dude, come on now, ain't nobody thinking about you like that. But it is. We finally here. The stage is set for these last 2 episodes. I know that Yaemon has that one more sword fighter in the back pocket. The dude that was wearing the white, that's like, yo, look, I'm just here to fight, Musashi. What's the deal? I'm tired of all this stupid stuff while we wait. Because Yaemon is like all this theater. You know what I'm saying? These real dudes, they ain't for all that. They like, look, I'm just trying to fight, bro. Like, where's Musashi? I want my revenge, I guess, on Musashi. So we gonna see how that plays out. But Musashi, bruh, like, I'm glad to see an old man getting it. But bruh, look, you can't keep taking all these bumps and scrapes and hits and all that. You too old for all that mess. But we gonna move on. So, Pluto. All right, this show once again is one that I did not. The trailer looked good, but I did not expect to get sucked in like this. All right, so let me see where this episode 6, is one where we finally get everything come together and also take some L's. I want to talk about just the detective story and the way they follow the threads. Culminating this episode, it really pays off in a very good way because we've been getting little pieces here. We saw how, Professor Abula, when he went through the human little doorway or whatever, the human robot doorway, it didn't really know what to do with him. Adam saw him, didn't really know what to do. We've been looking around at these pictures of the flowers. The dude in the Darius 14th been drawing the flowers. We've been all this stuff about flowers. We've been looking around from Hercules standpoint, from Epsilon standpoint, fighting against this robot. We've brought in Tenma. Tenma has been talking about the consciousness and putting all of these personalities into one robot and what would it be like. We've been talking about the 39th, I guess the 39th Central Asian War and how all this relates. All of these things have been coming together real slow in a very, I will say this show is a slow burn, but a very good one. They're even though this show, for what I generally watch, is slow, but I have not been unhappy. I have not been bored. I have not been, disinterested in any of these episodes. The way they've laid out all of these breadcrumbs has really paid off for me and really come through for me. Seeing, Ochana Mizu with Epsilon, with Tenma, even this episode where we find Gazette following, these breadcrumbs back to Abula and talking to Abula at the what seems to be a kind of general questioning. It doesn't seem that like Abula is under um, any arrest at this time. He's basically just going around looking for who is this, who is this person in this photo, because I'm following just basic leads. You know what I'm saying? And Gazette ends up unfortunately running past this this little flower merchant, this little kid, and the kid is actually, even the nosiness of the kid and the kind of pushiness of the kid is actually what ends up pushing the story forward, because the kid trying to sell these flowers so bad, which may be a setup for later, because we see how Gazette meets his end. But with Adam being gone, with all of these people already being dead, we know that, this is a very serious situation, and we feel like we're getting closer. We all feel like we're getting closer, but we don't know where this is leading. We saw the security tape from the guy whose family was attacked, whose brother got killed by Gazette. You know what I'm saying? Or, well, wasn't really killed. He said executed, but I mean, it's the dude. I mean, there was a reason all this stuff happened. But like this, we get a good idea that we're getting close. And sometimes all you need is that little break in the case. And in this case, that break in the case, the little flower merchant was like, "Oh, that's Sahad. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be really smart and really, powerful, and I'm gonna, change the game and stuff like Sahad." And he's like, "Oh, that's good. Who's Sahad?" And he's like, "Well, you know who he is. You got a picture of him." And that joint, the way we start pulling at these threads, it's beautiful in a very kind of old school detective way, because he's, out here pulling threads, trying to figure out what's going on. Where's my next lead? I feel like maybe I'm hitting a dead end somewhere. I don't know what's going on, but I need another hint. And that was it, man. Following the flower merchant and the Sahad thread leading to the tulip names, and how he wanted to be able to, grow basically that desert rose. He wanted to grow a beautiful garden out in the desert, and that links back to all of this imagery. So now we're like, okay, cool. Now we know the man in the photo. Now we know why. Now we know what's going on. And then, of course, getting to the flower that killed all the flowers around it. And of course, the name of that flower was Pluto. Man, kudos to how they played this whole story out, for real. Kudos. And I'm worried because this ain't over. There's 2 episodes left. So I'm like, what in the world is going to be next? Because so Abula is at the end of this, I guess, on the run, sort of, because Abula, we know he's behind it now. We now know Abula is behind Pluto, behind all of these attacks, the little roaches, all that stuff. And, well, I mean, I guess we watching it knew he had something to do with it, but we didn't know he was like the chief dude. So, like, he is the, mastermind of all this. Epsilon is now talked to him. Hoffman's now talked to him. Hoffman Hoffman almost died up in this joint. And honestly, I don't know why. I don't know, to a certain degree, I don't know why Abula didn't take Hoffman out when he had the chance, but maybe he figured I'm going to need the insurance in case Gazette gets to my son, which he did. So that prisoner exchange, that kind of on the fly prisoner exchange, actually worked out in his favor. I guess you could say that. It worked out for him where, hey, my son is still alive. Or I guess maybe not even my son, my weapon is still alive. But the attack from Anton taking out Gazette at the end, and the whole epilogue with Tenma and Helena, and her saying, like, I don't want my memories erased. I don't want to lose a bit of him. That was touching. And even the whole situation of like her being like, I don't even know how to cry. It was touching, man, and it was sad that like she wants to experience this emotion because she does have these feelings, but she doesn't even know what to do with them. But this is a something that I pose out to you. What do you think we're going to end up doing next? Because I don't know where this goes next. Like, because I mean, essentially, the bad guys have won at this point. I mean, we do have 2 episodes left, but essentially, the bad guys have won at this point. Like, okay, think about this. Abula hasn't really gotten everything he wants, but I mean, he's removed a buttload of enemies and opponents. The ones that are left, like Hoffman, are scared of him. He's not under arrest yet, and Pluto is still at his, I guess, at his beck and call, maybe, I guess you could say. The troopers or whatever are going up to Pluto right now to go in and take him into custody, but we don't know how that's going to play out. I mean, maybe Pluto, maybe he wrecks shop on all of them. Who knows? It seems like when he was one-on-one with Gazette, it seemed like this is something that he didn't want to do, so maybe he's being forced to do it. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out, because this is something that once I started seeing him face to face, when it wasn't an immediate fight, I was like, okay, so there's something here where maybe he's being forced to. And we did see it in the flashback where he wasn't, all like gung ho, like, yeah, let's go kill these people. It seems like something more from his father that he's kind of impressing on his son, that maybe his son feels he has to do, kind of thing. So we'll see how that plays out in that one, man, because I'm thinking this might go the way of him just kind of giving himself up, which it kind of seemed like he was getting ready to do with Gazette. So, up against insurmountable odds, if you would say. But I think in a way where we could end up with some kind of retribution, maybe. I mean, I don't know if Abula is going to allow anyone. He don't seem like the type that's going to go to jail. I think he going down in a blaze of glory, but I could be wrong. But moving on, we got, that's right. Oh yeah, Blue Eye Samurai, y'all. Blue Eye Samurai this week. You know what? Okay. Blue Eye Samurai this week was dope and annoying to a certain degree. Roll with me. When we leave off on an episode where it's like, all right, this is going to be a showdown, knockdown, drag out fight. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be like none other. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just come through, because you going to see the most, slicing and dicing you done seen all season. It's about to be crazy. And when we get in that episode and y'all start doing a whole bunch of, flashback flim flam, I ain't going front, man. It's dope because the stories, it's not like the story is whack that we got. I enjoyed the story. I was just, I'm like, yo, man, I'm trying to see this fight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all built us up on this fight last episode, and now we got to go see her past. I would have rather seen these type of flashbacks while she was like walking, through the forest and something like that, man. Like, bruh, I ain't trying to see no flashbacks right now. I want to see the slaughter at the house. You know what I'm saying? At the house of the ladies. You know what I'm saying? At the brothel. I want to see the showdown at the brothel. I ain't trying to see nothing else. I mean, come on, man. Come on, bruh. But with that said, these flashbacks really, they really provided insight into Mizu as a character. Bruh, we had no idea that she actually had met her mother again. I'm thinking that she ain't seen her mother, since she was a kid. since her mother died. We didn't know they had reconnected. And seeing that she reconnected in that way was, man, it was kind of hurtful, because to a certain degree, it's almost like maybe she shouldn't have seen her again, because now the memory of her is something completely different. Like you had this loving mother that, kind of like did what she could to protect you and keep you safe. And now we end up with a mother that definitely dimed you out. She was using you. She used you to try to get a better place, or a better, foundation, and wouldn't have to be in the game no more. She wouldn't have to, of course, sell her body, which, of course, don't nobody want to sell their body. At least I don't think nobody wants to sell their body. I can't speak for everybody, but it doesn't seem like a fun time. But she, she don't want to sell her body. She got her daughter a husband, who then took in her mother, and then seems like everything's okay, right? And you looking like, oh, okay, well, her mama is on that stuff, but they both got together and was like, look, you gotta stop. You gotta stop this. You can't be smoking all day, smoking all night. Nah, it ain't gonna be no hey, smoke weed every day. No, we ain't doing that. You got to get off that stuff, mama. You got to get clean. And at the point of her slowly opening up to her husband is something that I thought was, I thought it was beautiful, man. This, he gets married. He's like, I just need someone to help around the house, because like back then, everyone helped out. That's why people had kids, because you need, help on the farm and stuff. Like, that's why they had mad kids, man. Look, we got pigs and chickens and this, that. Like, we need work. This is our work. Our work, we don't go to work. Our work is at the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm like building stuff, or, tending to the horses or whatever, so that night when he came to her and she kind of turned around and grabbed her sword, I'm like, Dad, you gonna kill her brother? But he came, it was like, look, I'm not a brute. So like, you know what I'm saying? I told you why I needed a wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. And I do like that. I like the fact that he's like, yo, I'm not coming in here trying to like force you to do something. That's not what I do, because unfortunately, a lot of narratives about men in the past is usually not a good look. So it was good that he was like, yo, man, I don't know what you think this is, but that's not what I'm doing. Like, so good night. But it also gave them a chance to genuinely get to know one another, genuinely get to fall in love. And it was just beautiful, yo. It really was beautiful. Like, the whole thing about like him raising that horse and that horse being awesome, and then him being like, this horse, the emperor or the shogun or whatever, he ain't gonna get this horse. This horse is for you. Like him, like really putting his, himself out there. And even though when she learned from him what she uses later at the brothel, like learning about like sort of like what some people call the dragon staff. So kind of like using the dragon staff and learning how to maneuver and manipulate that is something that I thought was a good way to tie into the current story. But that flashback was sad, because she reconnected with her mother, but her mother was a whole different person, man. Her mother was just a hard, conniving user of a person. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, we all know, I think even she knew, she was like, you sold me out, because he was like, I ran away because I was a coward. Like the people came up and he was like, I'll be honest, I ran away because I was a coward, but I got your sword and I came back. I guess he ran away, but he was scared. He got the sword. He was like, cool, I can at least get the sword. I can come back with a weapon. So when he came back, she was like, yo, you dimed me out. And at first, that's what I was thinking too, because of the way he ran away. But when he brought up the fact, no, it wasn't me. Look at who got drugs again. Where your mama get them drugs for? Because we live out here in the country. You know what I'm saying? Where she get them drugs from? Where she get the money for them drugs? You know what I'm saying? So that whole thing was like, oh man, mama, no, you didn't do this. No, you didn't do this, mama. Come on now. But yep, yo, look, man, a mama that will sell out her kids, man, look, man, it ain't no good, yo. It ain't no good. Might as well go in and get her off the board. So, unfortunately, you know, her mindset of not even being able to take it, her meaning Mizu, she's just walking away as they're like fighting and stuff. Of course, the husband, I guess, felt like, look, I'm tired of these lies. I ain't gonna have this. And he was like, slick it. He killed the mom. And I guess because Mizu couldn't take it, even though Mizu knew your mom, you knew your mama sold you out. But I guess Mizu is still like, through all this, even with the craziness of what my mama is now, the memory of what I had, you got to go down too. And she threw that knife. She severed her past. But the cool thing about that is that she didn't lose that knowledge she had, boy, because that knowledge of the dragon staff, oh, that joint came in handy. Because when we talk about, and the reason I'm telling it straight, because I don't like going the back and forth story. So the cool thing about the current part of the story is we have a Kimmy who gets on my nerves. Because a Kimmy be doing the most. But a Kimmy coming out with that little baby knife, she like Arsenio Hall and Harlem Nights with that little gun. But she came out with that little baby knife, all right, and you know what I mean. She did, I guess she got what, two? She got two guys. So I mean, she helped out in her little way. You know what I'm saying? She came out, but it's like, bruh, you just making things worse, man. Like, just get out the way. But seeing Mizu in the brothel, kind of ducking and dodging through all of these Thousand Claws dudes, man, it was awesome because she take damage. Like, this ain't some joint where she just roll through and then don't get hurt. Like, she take real L's throughout the show, and I for one think it shows how real and how serious this is, and also leads me to believe that I don't think she's gonna make it out this show. I think this show caps off with her death, but with her satisfied death. And we already know that, like she said, I want satisfaction. I don't need to be happy. You know what I'm saying? What I want is satisfaction. So, I guess once we get to the point where she's sort of gotten her second wind, when a Kimmy comes and kind of helps her out when she's seemingly dead and passed out, because this girl been losing some blood. Like, this girl, she gonna need a transfusion soon. But anyway, when she snapped together and we find out that her leg weights are also like connectors to create a dragon staff of her own, bruh, look, I'm like, this girl is not only a dope fighter, but low key an engineer. Like, this girl done made I guess a sort of, I don't know if you would say modular weapon that allows you to kind of break down and put together a dragon staff, or even if you wanted to do a sword with a longer hilt. Like, bruh, she got busy. And when she got the laying down and sliding and slicing them little kneecaps and legs and stuff, bruh, them Thousand Claws took L's. And on the real, the illest part of all of it, when she finished off all of them dudes, she's walking, and that little boy, the boy that got the Thousand Claws little outfit on, the little snitch, when she was like, you too, bruh, yo. I was like, Mizu don't play. And honestly, I thought she was going to let him live, but nah, bruh, can't let it live, man. You got to kill that idea at the root, because I ain't going front. He had on the outfit, he had on the uniform, he had on the claws. You done put yourself in this position. And everybody with this outfit, everybody with these claws gotta go. Because it's not only the outfit, it's the mindset behind the outfit. You know what I'm saying? These Thousand Claws dudes have been a terror to this town. They have. They've been a terror to this town. And that's what you want to be? So this is what I do with terrors. And I know people ain't gonna agree with me. I'm gonna just be like this. Look, he stepped into an adult space. And he got the consequences of all the adults. Now, do I want that little man to be gone? No. But I also want that little man to realize that he's little and he need to have his little butt at home. Alright? Stay out of grown folks' business. Alright? Because you got swept up in something that you shouldn't have been involved in. But with that said, we finally get retribution with Boss Hamada. So he gone. And like the lady said, she said, look, respect. You a man, you the most man I ever seen or something that came through my doors or whatever. So she was like, respect. And I gotta give her love for that because at first part of this episode, she said, you killed us all. So we got 2 episodes left on this one, or 3 episodes left. So man, we'll see how we make it through because now we have the information to get into the castle. So now it's just a matter of keeping to our goal and taking down, the last piece or maybe last 2 pieces. And we'll see, man, because I think Mizu might not make it out of this alive. But we'll see. Let's move on to Scavenger's Reign. Boy, do we have I guess what you could call developments. Ozzy. Okay, so Ozzy and Levi, we've taken some L's in this one. Ozzy and Levi get stalked by that creature, and bruh, I still don't get the whole thing with that creature. It's weird. The path that this creature has been on, like at first it seemed to be like this small, insignificant kind of creature that had some I guess telekinetic powers and maybe some telepathic powers, but it seemed to be kind of more like a little pet thing. And now it's grown to be this kind of, I don't know, evil beast kind of thing, because maybe it's been feeding off of Cayman's nature. I don't know, man. It's weird because it seems to, as the show has gone on, continue to, I guess, read Cayman's mind and also give Cayman different thoughts and memories that make him feel good. So I don't know what its purpose is, because even in the purpose of kind of making Cayman its baby, I don't. It's very weird. And this whole planet, just the way it works is extremely just odd. But I mean, in a good way, because we get to watch it and enjoy it. But it's also sad because Levi is gone. We finally see Levi becoming something new, something different, and we see Levi beginning to sing and hum with Ozzy, and it just being different in evolution of what Levi was. And even Ozzy being like, I wish I can't remember the lady's name, could see you. And that's the young lady that was also, I think, the creator, or the creator was also the young lady that Cayman was with, because Cayman recognized the humming or the singing. And just seeing how I guess the monster, the creature, kind of just attacked them, but it didn't seem like those were the thoughts of Cayman that wanted to attack them. It didn't seem like Cayman was like, I want to hurt these people, but it seemed like maybe the monster is trying to remove any, I guess, I don't know, any thought or idea that could be more important than it in Cayman's mind, maybe. I don't know. But it's sad to see Levi go, man. The way Levi was just destroyed. And I mean, Ozzy going back after the creature and literally scoring a good hit on it, but it did not destroy, unfortunately, the creature. It just healed right back up, which is something that, she could have never knew. Like, I mean, if you think you slice something open, you thinking like, yo, that's a death blow. But man, now Levi's gone, Ozzy's on her own, and we don't know what in the world this creature in Cayman will become and or do. Because we don't know if it's going to kind of like, I guess, morph or merge or transform further. But speaking of transformation, we got the clones kind of being born and transforming into something new on their own. They're, it seemed like these were things that I guess are kind of grown or hatched to replace the old one, because like we see a little flashback where the little dog kind of creature is born and then buries the old one. But in this situation with Sam gets buried and Sam is still alive, which is very weird. And even now, I will say this to Ursula, come on now, girl. That clone of Sam, I mean, it looked like Sam, but it didn't look like Sam enough for you to be fooled that it was Sam. When she saw him rustling around in the woods, she was like, I thought you were back. You know good and well. Like, look, all right, so there's two things. All right, Sam, bruh, when you saw your arm and them little, I guess, little veins coming out, the little puncture wounds or whatever, and for you to say it doesn't look that bad, bruh, really? It doesn't look that bad? Are you sure? You sure? Because it looks that bad. All right, I'm going to just tell you, yes, it looks that bad. And then when Ursula says there's something like tracking us, something stalking us, there's something out there, Sam just lays down and said, let's just pray it leaves us alone. Bruh, from everything we know about this planet, do things just leave you alone? When have things in this planet just left you alone? I'm like, Sam, are you? That's how you know Sam is dying. Sam like, look, man, I don't care no more. Man, I'm out. I'm dead. Yo, the thing sort of attacked, ate all their food up, trying to kill Sam. And Ursula was essentially on her own because Sam is down, basically. I think that puncture wounds slowly saps your energy so the new one can take your place or something. I don't know. But, fake Sam comes in for the kill. Ursula does the best. She sets him on fire, kind of gets him away, but they have nothing. You know what I'm saying? And even when they're at that little, what is it? I guess sort of monument. I guess someone made that little monument. Sam has his in there, and he's like, look, I thought I'd die alone anyway, so thank you for being with me, kind of thing. And I get it, but now Ursula's on her own, man. Like, she on her own now. So we'll see how this thing plays, man. But bruh, I am blown away by how much we lost Sam and we lost Levi in the same episode. Now, we sort of get, I don't know if I'd say, we sort of get a hint of light because Ursula does see a survivor. And Ozzy's message that she makes out of just desperation at the end of the episode does reach somebody somewhere. I don't know if they're on the same planet or not, but it does reach somebody somewhere. So we'll see where we go, man. But bruh, I do not envy none of these people because we lost Two very important people, man. And now I'm just bummed out. So I guess the last thing I'll remark upon is since Invincible's gone, I'm gonna pick back up on Revenger. Revenger is a little show that was recommended to me by Coop, and it's a show that I actually kind of like. I kind of dig it. So I'm gonna pick back up on that. This episode I'm talking about is episode 4, and basically Karima just gets a job. It's the downtime episode. We do get one revenge kill in it, where I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to deal with the church later. I think the church is definitely dirty in this, but Karima gets a job, man, and Soji is a terrible roommate. That's pretty much what we get to find out in this one. Like, I love how Karima is like, "Yo, I will become casual." I don't think you can become casual. Like, you just casual or you're not. And him being a samurai, his very stoic, serious nature, it's scaring off everybody until the dude, we find out he got a talent he been holding behind. He been lying about, because he said, "Yo, I wake up in the morning, I train, I teach people how to use swords, I go to bed, I get back up and do it again." And I'm like, "You been lying, because you got mad skills." Like, he saw them art pieces. Homie started doing mad, like, painting photorealistic type man, bruh. Everybody was impressed by the art. He's, working, selling the art, fixing up the shop, got it all organized. Bruh, he was doing that job good. Like, I can see him just giving up the game and, like, just being a shopkeeper. Like, he was doing it. And selling his art, bruh, look. This man had skills. Like, real skills. I was like, "Oh, okay, I see you with your little art. I see what you're doing over there, Karima." So, it's capped off because it's like, who knew he was nice as an artist? And Neo, who normally kind of annoys me, Neo was awesome this episode. Her enjoyment from Soji being frustrated is all I needed this episode. Like, her just bugging out and being like, having a good time because Karima's weird, having a good time because Soji is flustered. Her enjoyment and her, like, straight laughter over and over these two, man, I enjoyed it. This was a fun kind of, like, slow down side mission episode. We didn't really get a kill. We got one kill, but we didn't really get the action that we normally get. But I will say, what we did get, man, I had a good time. Like, I really did. I enjoyed what we got. It was fun just to see, the lighter side of them. I mean, of course, we're going to get back to that action. We better. But for now, I did enjoy it, man. I had a good time watching this episode. Karima, he out there drawing, man. He out there, he gonna give you a special piece. Maybe he do some caricatures. I don't know. But, them photorealistic paintings or whatever, like, he was killing it, man. Had that cat looking good. Yeah, cat never looked better in his life. But with that said, man, guys, if you love any of these things, go on and holler at me down in the comments. Let's talk about any type of anime. You know what I'm saying? I'm down. We watching some cool stuff. If you got some stuff that I'm not watching, well, there might be some stuff I'm not covering here that gets covered on Anime-ish with Coop and them. So, like, for instance, Undead Unluck is getting covered with them. Spy Family is getting covered with them. So if there's something like that, it's getting covered with them. And then usually Gamma will come with a lot of slice of life stuff, so it'll be covered with her. And Ninja too. Like, Ninja has some dope stuff. So guys, make sure you check out Blurtish, check out Gamma Ray cosplay, check out Ninja Sama cosplay. And until the next time that you have to scale a mountain or try to climb from one end of a gorge to the other through a tow cable. This is NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. And of course, until the next time that you may have to draw and do a couple paintings to support your basic and casual life, it's from me to you saying, peace